There are no hobbies anymore. Not in the way we used to understand them. Not in the way they used to exist. We have absorbed them, colonized them. We have given them names like side hustle, passion project, or personal brand. We have given them deadlines, metrics, and key performance indicators. We've taken the last wild places of the mind and paved them over with a parking lot. Remember what a hobby felt like? It was a refuge, a quiet, personal act of rebellion against the tyranny of purpose. It was a space to be delightfully, unapologetically bad at something. It was the feeling of clay on your hands without the thought of a gallery, the sound of a chord on a guitar without the pressure of a stage, the pleasure of a new language without the need for a trip or a new job. It was the doing, not the becoming. But that feeling, that luxury of pure, unadulterated play, has become a relic. It has been replaced by a quiet, gnawing anxiety. The feeling that your free time is a precious resource and to spend it on something that doesn't lead somewhere is a sin. We've taken the last territory of our lives that was free and subjected it to the brutal, merciless logic of capital. We have become our own projects. Our lives are a series of iterative improvements, beta tests, and market analyses. Every interest we develop, every skill we acquire must be justified. It must serve the project self, this optimized, marketable, endlessly improving version of ourselves. This is the great tragedy of our time. The very things we seek for rest become another form of work. Consider the baker. A few years ago, baking was the simple, meditative act of kneading dough, the quiet patience of waiting for a rise, the warmth and comfort of a freshly baked loaf. The reward was a tangible thing you could share. But what does it mean to bake now? It means learning to optimize your yeast, creating an Instagram page for your artisanal loaves, researching food photography tutorials, and within a few months you are fielding inquiries about selling sourdough from your home. The simple act is gone. It has been replaced by a micro-bakery. The joy of the dough is lost to the logistics of the delivery. Or think of the fermenter. They started with a jar of cabbage and a book, fascinated by the microbial magic of creating something living and wild. But soon the quiet curiosity is gone, replaced by the need to justify the hobby. They're now researching the business of fermentation, watching YouTube videos on building an organic probiotic brand, and thinking about logos and packaging. The magic is replaced by the grind. The hobby becomes a potential side hustle, a way to escape the 9-to-5 by creating a new 5-to-9. Even something as solitary and beautiful as learning a new language has been colonized. You don't learn a language anymore to read poetry, to understand the cadence of a new culture, or to simply enjoy the sound of the words. You learn it to optimize your CV, to unlock new career opportunities, or to network on a global scale. The beauty of the verb is lost to the demands of the spreadsheet. We have become so obsessed with winning at our hobbies that we've forgotten what it feels like to simply play the game. This insidious transformation is accelerated by the constant, unblinking gaze of the algorithm. Social media has created a performance out of every private moment. Our hobbies are no longer for us, they're for our audience. The hobby becomes content. The act of documenting becomes more important than the act of doing. You spend more time thinking about the lighting and the angle for the picture of your new painting than you do actually painting it. The joy of the finished piece is superseded by the anxiety of whether the post will get enough likes. The authenticity of the hobby is sacrificed on the altar of engagement. The algorithm rewards consistency, optimization, and constant output. This forces us into a feedback loop where we're not creating to feel good, we're creating to appease a machine that demands more and more of our time and energy. It's a game we can never win, a finish line we can never cross. Our passions become another form of digital labor, and we don't even get paid for it. The very thing that was supposed to be a sanctuary becomes an extension of the performance we put on every day to justify our existence. And then there is the guilt, the silent, suffocating guilt of the unproductive moment. We live in a culture that has pathologized rest. If you're not hustling, grinding, building something, what are you even doing? We've been told that rest is for the weak, that leisure is a luxury we haven't earned. We've forgotten that hobbies aren't meant to be productive. They are the antidote to productivity culture, not another victim of it. They are the space where our brains get to play, where our minds can wander without a destination, where we can remember what it feels like to be human instead of a productivity machine. The value isn't in what the hobby produces. The value is in the time spent with yourself, in the quiet, focused attention you give to something that isn't a demand. It's the feeling of a paintbrush in your hand just for the sake of the color on the canvas. It's the sound of your own voice singing a song just for the joy of the melody. We have been convinced that if something doesn't lead somewhere, it's pointless. We've been told that if we're not monetizing every skill and monetizing every passion, we are wasting our potential. But what if the potential we should be worried about wasting isn't our professional potential, but our human potential? The potential for joy, for connection, for pure, unadulterated play. The greatest act of rebellion in this grindified world isn't about quitting your job and starting a business. It's about a different kind of resistance entirely. It's about a return to radical amateurism. It's the act of being terrible at something and not caring. It's the act of playing an instrument for months, never getting better, and finding joy in the dissonance. It's taking a picture of a sunset and not posting it. It's writing a story just for yourself and letting it gather dust in a drawer. It's the rediscovery of the joy that was never meant to be productive. It's the permission you give yourself to fail, to mess up, to waste time, to exist without a purpose or a plan. The grind will never stop. The world will always ask you to be more productive, more efficient, more profitable. But you have a choice. You can let the grind colonize the last free places of your mind, or you can build a wall around them and declare them sacred. Your hobbies don't owe you anything. They don't have to make you money. They don't have to make you more interesting. They don't have to make you better. Sometimes the most radical and necessary thing you can do is just enjoy something for the sake of enjoying it. The last wild places are inside of you. It's time to set them free.